Hi, this is Ernie. I'm that guy who had $6 in his checking account to now having millions of dollars. Today, I want to talk about two things. One, what is the skill that you need to learn to make money? And that actually coincides with my second topic that I want to discuss because people have been messaging me left and right. How do you create an LLC? What was the reason behind why you created an LLC to make an investment rather than just keeping in your brokerage account? So I'm going to try to combine these two. Why? Because it is not really that easy. I mean, some parts of it is easy, but others are not. But you need to figure things out. And when you have the skills to figure things out, then you are able to make so much more money or pay, and at the same time, pay less in taxes so that more of that money goes into your pocket rather than giving it to our IRS. They're technically keeping 2, 3, maybe 4 months worth of our work, our hard work. And if there's a way to minimize that, let's figure that out. So figuring it out is a really, really important skill that you need to learn. And all this information is available online, but you just have to do it step by step. So I'm going to show you exactly how to create an LLC and the reason behind it. So LLC is just simply a company, limited liability corporation, that you could be a sole owner or you could be partners. You could have a bunch of partners. It could be managed, member managed. There's a lot of complications to it. But what you need to do is just a single member LLC, or you could have a multiple member LLC, depending on the state you live in. And then you need to file it as an S Corp. And the reason why you want to file it as an S Corp is because you get a tax advantage. Let me show you what I mean by this, and I'll go further in detail. If you are a sole proprietor or single member LLC, then let's say you make an income of $150,000 and you don't pay yourself a wage because it's considered a pass-through. So you now have to report yourself with an income of $150,000, and the typical tax that you would have to pay is about $23,000. And the pass-through profit is this, and total income is $150,000. So you technically it's all your money, except when you file it as an S Corp, what happens is you could pay yourself a wage. And you don't have to pay yourself a lot of wage because why? Because there's something called FICA, right? FICA is like when you earn money with your paycheck, you pay Medicaid or Medicare, Social Security, a bunch of other taxes that takes a lot of your money. So you want to minimize that portion by giving yourself a smaller wage. But you give yourself a profit share. So technically, you still make $150,000, but the tax burden is rather than $23,000, you pay less than $10,000 because your income as a part of a salary is incredibly low. So how much money do you save? You save $13,820. You might be asking yourself, oh, why do I go through all this? Because if you are just an individual investor, that means you got to pay short-term gains. If you do what I do, a lot of short-term capital gains, right? It ranges from 20 to 30%. In this particular case, it's not even 20%. It's incredibly low. Not only that, you could write off so many things like meals. You go travel, you could write off portions of it. Home office, you could write a portion of it. You can get yourself a car and have company pay for it. And there's a whole regulation behind it in such a way that the car has to weigh over 6,000 pounds. So like Porsches, the BMW X5s, Honda Odyssey, believe it or not, it's there. Tesla X is there. Chevy Silverado, GMC Yukon. Bunch of cars you could write off up to 50%. Not only insurance, car payments, and gas. That will you can write off all of that. So when you're starting writing off all of that, you're able to pay less and less tax. Before, if you don't create an LLC, you'll never be able to write that off in your tax return. So that's why you created an LLC. Not only that, there's even more bonus. I have 2 little kids. I could pay them $14,500 a year. That's the amount where they don't have to pay any taxes. So since I have 2, that's almost $30,000 that I could write off. I can give it to my kids, and they have to do some type of work. And now they are employed. They can create a Roth IRA where all the money, or $7,000 of their money will go to IRA, and they're going to work for 30 years, and that's going to be more than $1 million. So they never have to worry about retirement. And of course, if they continue to work and make money when they grow up, they're going to have $4, $5, $10 million. Who knows how many millions? So they don't have to do that. I could pay pay my wife minimum wage of $14,500 as well. So I could write off $45,000 in my profit by giving it, and we keep it within our family. That money she probably doesn't have to pay. I mean, we got to talk to our CPA because she already makes a good amount of money, but now there's additional income. On top of this, what is another benefit? I could write off 401k contribution from my LLC. So if you typically work, your maximum contribution is like $23,500 or so. But if you are an LLC S Corp, that means you could give yourself $70,000 every year. So $23,500 of your money, and company matches however they want to match. It's my own company. And is there a vesting schedule? No. You get the money immediately, but it enables you to do that, right? It enables you to put $46,500 of the company money into your 401k so that you get $70,000 of money. That matching that they do, tax deductible. The 401k contribution that I do, it's pre-tax, so tax deductible. So it reduces the amount of tax that I have to pay. I know this is a lot of information. So how do you get this done? You got to go to one of your Secretary of State in your Texas, or in my case, Texas. You got to file a form, create a company. It's about $300. The best place to do it is in Wyoming, but you need an agent or you need a physical address, which I don't. And 2, you need to then go to IRS, get an EIN, employer identification number, so that you have a social security number for your company. And then within the 45 days, I wrote it down here. You need to file a form 2553 so that you'll be able to file your company's tax as an S Corp, not as a single member LLC where you won't be able to do any of, or you have to pay more in self-employment tax, right? So when you are able to do that, and then you can sign it, mail it, or you fax it. In fact, there are so many free fax companies out there, so you'll be able to fax it. Now, once you get a confirmation letter, now you can start paying yourself, plus the 401k, write off a lot of things, and start giving your kids and family salary so that your tax burden becomes lower and you get to keep more of your hard-earned money and not give it to IRS, and who knows what the heck they're going to do with my money and how they're going to waste it based on what you have seen. And sometime in the near future, I want to talk about topic 429, and there's something else, I forget the number, I need to go look it up, so that you'll be able to do wash sales or avoid wash sales. Yes, that's an important topic for people who want to save money on taxes. Follow me. I'll tell you more about this. Hopefully this was a useful content. Please comment if you have any questions. Please like and repost. And hang tight, and I will post more videos later this week. See ya.